Charleston has many popular morning radio shows, including Bucks and Jessica in the morning at 105.5 The Bridge. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I sit down with Bucks and Jessica one-on-one. So we're sitting here at 98 Rock / 105.5 The Bridge in West Ashley. And I actually just got off the air with you guys because you did a tremendous interview with me. You guys have been together for, I believe, 2 years now?
Yeah,
a little over 2 years.
A little over, yeah. We've known each other longer than that, but officially as partners on the morning show on the Bridge, 2 years. Just celebrated last month. Yeah.
Wow, yes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. What is the biggest difference between 2 years ago versus right now?
For me, I would say that my comfort level with being on air, it's much easier to just kind of go with the natural flow of things and feel like I have to talk all the time, which sometimes is difficult to get a word in edgewise over here.
Right.
But I think that I have learned a ton in the 2 years just because I came into this without having any real radio experience. So understanding just kind of the way it all breaks down and, the game.
Yes.
Really, how it all works, and it's made me more comfortable, I think.
Oh, sure. Well, you get to experience all the off-the-air stuff, too.
Exactly.
And there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes before you hear us playing records or talking about topics of the day. As far as I'm concerned, in the last 2 years, it was really not even an issue when we were looking her direction. She was on the short list, and even without that radio experience, we were like, there's just something about her as a person and what we're doing in the morning with personality-driven radio.
Right.
And we're like two peas in a pod. We argue, we fight, we disagree, but I think it's a healthy relationship, and I certainly love getting up to work and coming here in the morning. We just have a great time together.
Wow. Speaking of disagreement, let's turn to Twitter. You actually posted us.
Thanks a lot.
As I know, right? You actually said this box quote. You should stick. Someone told you this actually.
Yeah.
You should stick to music and stay out of politics. Am I officially celebrity now?
Well, I had to say that. I can't remember exactly what it was. A discussion I was having with Jesse B one morning, and I can't remember exactly what it was. It was right after the Donald Trump speech,
Right.
And I took issue not with Donald Trump, but with the whole "Making America Great Again" theme. And all I said was, hey, I think America is a pretty great place to be as it is.
Period.
Obviously, we have things that we would like to improve on, and then that's too numerous to mention here in this interview. But that was my spirit of it. We have to be thankful for the freedoms we enjoy, the hardships that we can't even imagine that other people around the world face, and a lot of hardships that people in our own walls. That's a bad term to use. But anyway, that was more of my thing, not picking on a Donald Trump. But in this really sensitive climate, it's really hard to talk about those things open and honestly because you're worried about somebody half hearing something or someone with their own agenda who will not listen to another point of view. And you hear that whole thing where it's like, well, y'all should stick to playing music, or you should stick to being a painter, or you should stick to being an actor. Like, we don't have a voice or an opinion that we're allowed to share, and I think that's incredibly unfortunate, and I'm happy that some people do share them anyway. And I think most people will understand.
Right.
We're not out there to pick on anybody or make anybody feel badly. We're all in this together. And I don't have any particular desire to see Donald Trump fail. He's our president, right? Other than that, I think we should be allowed to disagree when we think things aren't right without getting shouted down or called snowflakes or that kind of thing. So if that bothers somebody, I don't mind scratching that itch a little bit.
And I think, too, that we would both say to anyone that would kind of give us that commentary, stick to music and shut up, that we would actually welcome that conversation.
Right.
If you disagree with any point that we're making on air, and we walk a very fine line with being able to be personalities, have personality and share our opinions, but also not offend people, because we are very polarized right now in our country. But if you disagree with us, or if you didn't like something we said, open that conversation with us. Sure. That's what we're here to do. We conversate on a daily basis. So
communication, people.
Let's communicate versus telling each other to shut up.
Or I won't listen to you anymore because you disagree with it. And okay, fine. That's not going to change the way we do things, because that's a very small number of people that are going to do that. I think we owe our audience what they've come to expect from us, and why they like our show is because we are honest. We do share our opinions. We do talk about real life, and it could be anything from really, really mundane and silly, and that's 99% my fault, to stories that really affect people where they live, and we have the capacity to do both. And I think that's we're real people, and I think that people know that, and that's what's been the drive behind our success.
That person says you need to stick to music and stay out of politics. Obviously, you're sticking to music. What else are you staying out of besides politics?
I think that's really the only thing, or anything that could be rounded up in a political mind frame. I mean, you can't even talk about, when it's the winter that we've had, or you see,
global warming.
God forbid you say anything, because then that's like, you're,
right.
We've got to get beyond the labels. I hate this whole two-party mentality in all of our walks of life. I'm very conservative on some issues. I'm very liberal on others. And I think if people are taking an honest inventory of themselves, you're not walking a straight ticket on every issue. Right. You have other things to think about, people to consider in your life to give you a different perspective. We're not trying to hurt anybody. Right. You know what our job is? It is to play music. Mm-hmm. It's also to make you laugh, give you something to think about, on the way to work. You're stuck in traffic for an hour, do you want to hear the same Ariana Grande song 6 times on your way in, or do you want to hear people who live where you live talking about the things that you see every day? So that's what we're going to concentrate on. Politics, I think you pick your spots, but I'm certainly not in the mood to argue with anybody. Right. It's a good way to upset half of your audience. So we just try to be delicate about it. Now, again, if something just begs our attention, we're not afraid to talk about it. It's just let's not poke the bear if we don't have to.
There you go.
Right?
Right.
I'm grumpy enough in the morning.
Right.
You guys do better than I can. Let me turn to really developing news. Describe to me the following one word. 7-Eleven names Charleston the South's best city of 2017.
Again?
Perfect.
The Bachelorette.
Why do you people watch this stuff? I know that's more than one word, but it baffles me.
Me too.
My word would be ugh.
Right.
Well said.
I see all the tweets about it. I'm like, I thought this show ended long down ago.
Wow, people must be watching it. What season are we in? It was the 21st season.
Yeah.
And this dude, it was like his 4th try.
Ooh, give it up already.
Are we running out of that talent pool in Los Angeles of fake plastic people who want to pretend to get married? Golly, what is the world coming to? Took our jobs.
I know, right? Hootie and the you know what?
I would give you a Lou Holtz on our show right about now. Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah, Hootie and the Blowfish coming to the TD arena.
I love this band.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to them when I was in high school in Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
And then to think about how full circle things are, and that I can call Mark Bryan one of my buddies.
Right.
And I love their music just as much now as I did then, and I'm looking really very forward to the future of Hootie and the Blowfish. They're not done yet.
Yeah. I love when this is a band that's found fame. They have that.
Right.
It was junior high for me because you're old.
Oh.
But I love that they're so involved in our community.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Like you said with Mark Bryan,
Right.
I love that Mark is doing amazing charitable work with music and kids.
Oh yeah.
I love that. Hey, they're shooting a music video. Darius is shooting a music video. Head down to White Point Garden and you could be in it, kind of thing. Like that's really cool that they're so involved in the community. And I support that. I think they're awesome.
True.
Yeah. Ryan Adams.
I got to see that show last week. Enjoyed it very much. I'm not one of these, Ryan Adams, and how somebody gets really behind an artist it's like a huge thing. I enjoy Ryan Adams' music, and I was looking forward to seeing him live, and he did not disappoint.
Wow.
It was a fun time.
Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, power couple.
Yeah, that's power couple.
Good for her.
Good for her and good for him.
Yeah.
That's having some cougar action. We've heard a lot about that in the news lately.
That's right.
Some of the older ladies getting some of the younger studs. So I'm 42.
I'm 32. In October.
You probably will have a better chance then.
Right, exactly.
Foiled again.
There you go. Tyra Banks is the new America's Got Talent host.
Oh boy, yes. I think she'll do a fine job
I do too.
if she'll stick to being a host. The thing
It's not
with,
about her as a host.
that's
Right.
the problem with Tyra Banks. If I asked you to give me the time, then I would be I'd give you a 30-minute speech about how my grandparents invented a clock or something. I mean, Tyra Banks is a weird chick with a big forehead, but I wish her the
She's
best.
gorgeous.
She is gorgeous.
Absolutely.
And just ask her if you're not sure.
Okay, I definitely will do that. I'll send her a tweet.
There you go. Maybe she'll RT you.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Nicki Minaj versus Remy Ma.
Remy Ma, still undefeated. Now let me tell you, Remy Ma, can you believe I'm saying this with a straight face?
I don't know what any of these
Well,
things
just to
mean.
catch you up, Remy Ma dropped a diss track on Nicki Minaj that was just absolutely brutal, and it was called Sheather. And then, within 48 hours, she released another one called Another One. And it's really beating down Nicki Minaj, and I gotta go with my tough Remy on this. Nicki Minaj is the plastic for the babies. Remy Ma is the hanging tough OG for back in the day,
Right.
doing it for the grown and sexy.
There you go. I love that. Let me turn. Oh, go for it.
I'm gonna stay neutral.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's, I will say this: there is some not safe work language on those tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Thanks
want
for
to
the heads up.
be
Yeah,
careful.
I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
PG.
Yeah.
Let me turn to the Charleston City paper. Obviously, I just mentioned this, but you guys and I have something in common. We all were voted for Best City of Charleston Awards.
Mm-hmm.
What is the biggest difference from the past couple of years to right now? Because I saw the awards outside, and it's just impressive. But what makes this year more important to you?
I have to be honest; it has nothing to do with the awards. It's nice. It's nice to be nominated. I love that.
Yeah.
We have one in the past, and it's always so nice. For me, the Bridge, the radio
Right.
station, getting the recognition that it has enjoyed over the last several years, that to me is a lot more important because the station is what we're all doing this for. There is a brand, there is a lifestyle, there's a feeling you get when you listen to the Bridge, and we're just a part of it.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
know.
When I moved here, the first station that I put in my car
Yeah.
radio was the Bridge. It was my favorite station from the day that I moved to Charleston, almost 7 years ago.
Wow.
So to be a part of that is awesome. I think that it is hands down the best radio station in Charleston. I'm like floored that I get to be a part of that every day. And
Yes.
and like you said, I think we have a really cool, I'm gonna get cheesy, family that works here. I love everyone that I work
Yeah.
with here. I think Kate Sampson is killing it on middays. I think that Critic is just, he's,
An institution.
an institution
Yes.
here.
Just
I
like
think,
you.
We, even down to our interns in the morning,
Yeah.
we have a really cool group of people that we work with, and I think that shows when we, continuously get named best station in Charleston.
Right.
There's a reason for
And
that.
it comes through in the show too. We're
Yeah.
always picking on a sales manager or
Yes.
the girl at the front desk, or I think you can relate to people who work in your office, or or whatever. And we just goof around on everybody, but we're having a good time doing it.
Well, that's amazing. Let me turn to the future. Obviously, you guys have been at the helm here with Box in the Morning for 2 years. But what do you see in your crystal ball as far as this particular show?
Well, I think Ryan Seacrest retires. We're hired for Kiss FM Los Angeles. We make a lot of money, but we come back often to visit our homes on Kiowa.
There you go.
That's what I see.
Wow, I like this dream of yours.
Yeah, syndicated.
I like this vision in your crystal ball.
Right.
Yeah, I just want to keep doing this. I do.
Yeah,
I'm having fun.
it's one of those things you always feel like, what's next? And I have
Yes.
to do this, and I have to do this. I'm like, man, I have never been more fulfilled in my life in my 22 years in business than doing what I do right here every day. It is the culmination of every dream I ever had, and to come in and work with somebody who understands me, who
Right.
pushes back, who
Right.
challenges me,
Right.
who We've had our arguments off the air. I mean, but it's real life. It is real family.
Yeah.
You've argued with what you know what I mean. But I've got her back. She's got mine,
Right.
and again.
Sometimes I'm kicking it.
Yeah, a lot of that. Well, and I deserve it. I'll never say I don't deserve it. And again, the people around, the support that we have, that's what really makes it awesome because there's just that whole vibe throughout the whole building that whatever role you have here, it's important.
Yeah. When you put down that mic, who is Box and Jessica from a personality
me.
standpoint?
I am 100. Who you hear on air is 100% me.
Yeah.
I use quite a few more swear words in my everyday life.
Really?
I'm a little bit of a trucker.
Yes.
Yeah, I swear
Hard
a lot.
to believe.
Yeah, absolutely. But what
It's funnier when it comes out of her mouth too.
Really?
It really
Yeah.
is. Yes.
But what you hear on air is pretty much me. I'm a little more opinionated off air just because what we talked about
Right.
before, like
Right.
walking that fine
Sure.
line and understanding that we have to appeal to a wide range of people. But yeah, this is me.
And as for me, I mean, there's kind of that David Lee Roth element, the
Right.
showman, the on stage. But it's who I am. But when the mics go off, it is a little bit different. I'm not, I got to turn it off every once in a while. And,
Yeah.
I'm just Richard
Right.
for a while. But I'm not faking it. This is not some act. I'm genuinely that thrilled to be up in the morning, waking people up as they head into work. And I hope it's doing the job.
I think that is funny when the mics go off. You tone it down and I amp it up a little bit. Like we are who we are, but just kind of varying levels of that off camera or off mic. Yeah.
And you would be surprised at how quiet I am off the air. Yes.
Interesting. I can't believe that.
Well, the more you know. That's why you do these, right?
Right, exactly. Yes, the learning process. Well, this was fun.
Always
That's
is.
fun, absolutely. Thank you, Quintin.
Thank you, Jessica and Box. I
Always a
appreciate
pleasure to see you, my
Absolutely.
friend.
You too.
Absolutely.
Thank you.